ending an era in Calgary Flames history. Peter, of course, announcing his retirement after more than 3 decades on the microphone, broadcasting Flames games on the radio, never missing a single assignment. And that is gobsmacking. So you've never missed a game?
No, I've been pretty fortunate.
No kidding.
Yeah, the big guy upstairs looked after me pretty good, as well as the doctors and trainers around the Flames, because there have been some nights when I was a little under the weather, but was able to pull through and get the job done. Get the job done. There you go. So I guess right off the get-go, how's retirement? I don't know. I just it doesn't seem like it's retirement. I've been pretty busy here the last while, so it's just been for the last week. It's been a lot of activity going on. And certainly a lot of response from people, and not only here in Calgary, but right around the National Hockey League, with all kinds of phone calls and emails and texts and tweets and that type of thing. So I'm catching up this week on getting back to those people.
Peter, of course, well known all over the world. In fact, we had actually Trevor Linden on the show from the Vancouver Flames the day after you announced your retirement. And Trevor, from his days growing up in Medicine Hat and playing with the Tigers, said, I grew up a Flames fan and I listened to Peter Maher. And of course, he said one thing, as NHL players know, is you get to know each and every one of the players, don't you? Yeah, you get to know them all pretty much, especially the local players, but right around the league with doing interviews and doing all of the games that I did, you get to meet them all and get to know some of them pretty well. Like Trevor, got to know him quite well when he became a Vancouver Canuck, and then went to Medicine Hat a few times for some charity golf tournaments that he was involved in. So it's amazing how you meet all these people. Okay, I've only been in the city since 1998, so I've missed like your first while broadcasting Flames games. But a highlight for me was the 2004 playoff run, and we're going to roll video here. This is Martin Gélina scoring the overtime winner against the Detroit Red Wings. I think you screamed "Yeah, baby" 6 times after that goal. It seemed like 6, but it was only 3. It was only 3. Okay. And a little known story about that is that, well, there you got Daryl Sutter on there. After that game was over, I just felt that it was a little overboard to have 3 yeah babies for a series clinching second round event. And I didn't sleep well when I went home that night. And the first thing I did the next morning was go down to the Saddle Dome and go to Daryl's office and apologize to him for going overboard after that goal was scored. And Daryl looked at me, and he had that look that I didn't know if he was going to throw something at me or yell at me or what he was going to do. And then he broke into a smile and he said, "Yeah, I heard it this morning. It sounded great." So, there you go. So I felt a little bit better about it after that. Peter, you were an integral part of the 2004 playoff run. I mean, the Red Mile just swelled after the Detroit series. How did it feel for you being the broadcaster behind an entire city's hopes? Well, it was amazing, you know, the response that Calgary had in that run of 04. I'm often asked to compare the 89 run when the Flames won the Cup in 04, when it went right to Game 7 before that unfortunate loss in Tampa. Some would say we actually won Game 6, but anyway, that's another story. We had Martin on the show. We replayed that goal, But, you know, the city was so excited. And I look back, the city was probably twice as big in 04 as it was in 89. And on top of that, the 89 team was favored to win, whereby the 04 team practically came out of nowhere. I mean, it was 7 years in a row, no playoffs, and things didn't start so well that year, but all of a sudden it all came together, and everybody was involved. I'd hear stories of there'd be traffic tie-ups on the Deerfoot, but the people would be listening to the game on the radio, and there'd be honking horns when the Flames scored a goal, and it was amazing the outpouring of support that this city had for the Flames on that run. You hear all kinds of different stories about people that were involved. Now, I didn't get down to the Red Mile, but I heard lots about it. Lots of good stories, and one great story I know you've told it many times is Lanny McDonald scoring that goal in 89. Tell us about that. Yeah, that was a real highlight. I mean, for me, when I started my career broadcasting the Maple Leafs in Toronto, the first goal that I ever called in the NHL, Lanny scored it. Okay. And the first interview that I ever did in the NHL was with Lanny. Oh, no way. Yeah, and so it kind of worked out pretty good. I came out to Calgary, and later Lanny would come out to join the Flames, and then in '89, in his final game, he scored his final goal, and I had the pleasure of being there to call it at Montreal the night the Flames won the Stanley Cup. A lot of people think it was the game-winning goal, but it was the go-ahead goal, and I thought that was a key goal in
that game because it was tied 1-1.
Sure.
The Flames were playing rather tentatively to that point, and once Lanny got that goal, it seemed to take the pressure off, and the Flames controlled the rest of the game.
So what's next for Peter Maher?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to have more time on my hands to spend with family, and also going to do a few outdoors things. I like to golf. I like to cycle.
Nice.
Not that I'm planning the PGA Tour or the Tour de France or anything like that, but I plan to do you know, those sort of things and do some things in wintertime that I haven't been able to do over the last 3 or 4 decades.
There you go, Peter Maher, legendary Peter Maher in the Hockey Hall of Fame, Flames play-by-play guy for more than 3 decades. It is an honor to chat with you this morning.
Ted, it's been my pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Peter. We're going to check